Well, look what happens when you look away for a couple more days. We're out here, all kinds of work going on. Last time we showed you the walls being poured. We got a great event happening right now. It's a big milestone on the job site. It's going to really improve the conditions out here, and it's going to be fun to watch. And so we'll get into that in just a minute. Milestones on these projects, it's just like your kindergarten graduation. You look forward to it. You watch them walk through the line with their little hats and get their little kindergarten diplomas, and everyone's excited, and it's such a big milestone. Hey, you got to that point in your life, and then now you're going into elementary school. So it's a milestone, it's celebrated, but then you have more work to do. These milestones work in the same way. You work towards them for a long time, you finally reach that milestone, successful, everything, and then you wake up the next morning, we have work left to do. The job's not finished. Stay with me on this. We'll walk you through everything that's happening today, and we'll show off this milestone and show you why it's going to be so great for the people that are here. And I think I just heard our job site mascot in the background, and that's kind of cool. He's out here front and center, making sure everything happens. I think he's barking orders and keeping things going and keeping the motivation up, so that's nothing but a good thing. So you see the crane's moving some material around while they're digging, getting some things out of the way. That's what we were talking about before. The crane's right there. The hook is always available. So the big milestone I was talking about is look at all that concrete slab that's in the back, and it's coming out in a T shape here, and they've got it stopped halfway down. So look at what that does to the job. It gets all that back area. Now it's out of the dirt. It's out of any mud or anything like that. And it gives them nice level surface to put the scaffold on so they could do the wall going up with a shotcrete. And it gives them area to walk on, put their toolboxes, gang boxes, other material, and they'll just shift things over from the west and put it onto the east and start working more this way. So we got the job site mascot that's going to get repositioned, get him out of harm's way, keep everyone motivated, keep everyone calmed down. That's kind of cool. Have a little diversion out here, have a dog to pet once in a while, keep things real. All right, so let's give you that job site tour. Just keep in mind all the trades that are involved and everything that was happening and just the organization. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, all the organization and all the positions that everyone's in at the time to make this job go as well as it's been going. So you have a plumber that's working alongside of him. As soon as he gets everything cut to where they need to be, then he's going to do his layout like you see him doing right now. He's going to do his layout and start putting in all of his drain lines and any other water supply lines and anything else that needs to be underneath the concrete slab like we've seen before. We have laborers out here, and we also have concrete finishers. So the laborers will place all the concrete and get all the concrete level and where it's got to be, and then the finishers will jump in and start getting it all smooth and make it look professional like it's supposed to be and give us a good finished surface. So the carpenters that built all the walls on the north are now coming over here to the south and working on these walls. All these carpenters right here have plenty of room to do their work. They've got everything set up, ready to go, material right in front of them. So they get these walls stood up. Now we have the iron workers on the wall, and any of you that are so inclined to do climbing like this, here's your job. So these are iron workers, commonly known on the job site as rod busters, because they're iron workers that do all the rebar. It's a lot of work. They get up there and stitch everything together. So there's your occupation. All you people that like to hang out at REI, like to go to those rock climbing walls, there you go. You can do this and get paid for it. So next time you're at a rock climbing wall, think about making about 60 bucks an hour of full benefits and enjoying your job and working with good guys like this. So we just heard the horn for the concrete, so pump on. Oh, there it is. We'll get some better shots when they come down the lane here in a little bit, so stay tuned. So we have traffic control in the street for when the trucks show up. So we have another member of the traffic control on the other side of the street to watch that area to make sure that when the trucks come in, that they come in safe and keep the public and the pedestrians out of the way. These guys are very important to have on the job, and you can do this as well. This is yet another trade occupation, so it's traffic control. So look that up. Kind of give you a bird's eye view of how it looks in the alley with the truck backed up to the pump. This pump's a lot larger, so it takes up a lot more room, so they had to close off the street for a time. So here's another good angle of the guys you saw on the rebar, the rod busters. Before you know it, we'll have all these walls done. Get in the back lane of that concrete poured. This is going to be great. So I'll jump back in here one more time just to highlight the organization on this job. We've got concrete that's being pumped and placed at the east with laborers and finishers that are working in that area, and the concrete pump operator as well. And some people doing pour watch if there's electrical or plumbing stub ups that need to be paid attention to so that they don't get covered up or something doesn't move. Iron workers on the wall on the south installing rebar, carpenters building walls ahead of them so they're out of the way. They're kind of working in the same general area, but they got plenty of room to move. We've got the operator over here and the plumber doing layout. We also have a third person in the alley that's watching for pedestrians, anyone coming out of doors and stuff so they don't get in the way where the pump is set up or the concrete mixer. We have the crane operator that I keep forgetting to mention. He's up in the cab, he's watching everything that's going on down below. And anytime something has to get moved or picked or placed or lifted out of the way or anything, he's ready to go. That hook is always there and always ready. Got another truck coming in, so he's gonna sidle up against this one, and they'll put the second chute and have it ready to go so that the pour is continuous. Once the one empties, the other one will just start pouring right behind him. He'll wash out and take off. And here's proof that carpenters and iron workers could work in the same proximity and get along and enjoy each other's company. Give you another angle of the alley with the pump and the truck backed up. One truck just left. So we'll expect to see another one here pretty soon. It's like a well-organized and rehearsed dance routine. That's what these jobs turn into. Basically a dance routine. Get everyone at the same beat, everyone working the same rhythm, and just work right around these things. All right, now we're moving. We're in the home stretch. Look how easy that concrete goes down. The nozzleman's right out there, putting it exactly where it needs to go. You watch the guys raking in the back, get in it just pretty close to the right height, and then the guys will come and screed, get the top knocked off, and then the finishers will come back and start getting it detailed out. And that slab's looking really good so far. We'll see how it finishes out. Look how fast that goes. You notice the pump operator, he's front and center. The nozzleman will point, tell him which way to go. That way he doesn't have to wrestle that hose. That hose is heavy, it's full of concrete, and you're working against the machine. You don't want to do that. This is construction choreography. No chaos involved. Everyone has work to do. Everyone's got their positions, and they'll slowly work their way off of that slab. Start getting their tools cleaned up, letting the concrete set up so they could jump on it, start finishing it. And that's fun to watch too, so we'll be there. I gotta swing over here real quick. Carpenters just put together another column, placing the form around the cage. They'll get the form all plumbed up and get it kicked off. They can release the crane. Now they're closing it all up on the other side, locking it in place. Once that's all locked in place, they could get the kickers on it. Now they're going to release tension on the crane, release the straps, send the crane out of the way, and they'll finish plumbing it up, get it all braced off, and maybe get some concrete in it today. We'll see. I have a feeling that's what they're running for while the trucks are here and the pump's there. They'll get that pump right there, get the concrete in place, get it while you can. That concrete column will be poured, be done, and be out of the way for the rest of the work that has to happen. They'll be able to strip those forms, get them moved so they can button up the rest of the wall, get those other kickers out of the way of their walkway. Looks like we got some answers on some particulars with the rebar. Get a few of the details worked out. Make sure every one of those bars is correct. Make sure they're right spacing, the right placement, the right size. Well, there's a lot that's involved there, and it's all structural, and it all has to be done per the plans exactly. No variation, no deviation, no exceptions. Again, if you want to be a climber, you REI enthusiasts, here's your job. You could climb and get paid for it. So this is a carpenter climbing. Saw the iron workers up there earlier. Now you got a carpenter climbing around in these forms. Get those adjustments made on that column. Job site superintendent, concrete superintendent discussing the next moves. Probably real happy at the way things are going at the moment. Successful pour today. So come out here and check out where things are, which way things are going, what things need to be addressed. Are we on track? Are we on schedule? Along with a job site mascot, safety dog. Keep everyone happy. Well, we got all the rest of the slab poured. They got the finisher on it on the back side. This is a perfect day for this. The temperature's just right. Get a good shot at these guys getting ready to pour the column. They're going to take apart a couple of those stirrups of the rebar so they can get the nozzle in there. So let's review what we're looking at. We're looking at an operator digging and compacting for the plumber. Plumber getting his work in. Labor is on top of the wall vibrating concrete. They're sharing the hose between this wall and the column over to the south. Finishers working the slab on grade. Here we go. Got the nod of the head. Looks like everything's ready to go. Pump on. We got an assist with the motor for the vibrator. Vibrator's coming out nice and even. Keeping a sharp eye on the rebar and making sure everything consolidates around the cage. A lot of finesse going on right now. By the looks at the other columns that are standing already, looks like they know what they're doing. A few hand signals to the pump operator, topping it off. Looks like they know what they're doing. Send the hose back over to top out the wall another lift. So that's why it's great to have a day like this where you have a lot of concrete being poured. You spend all this time building these forms, getting all the underground done, getting all the surface compacted, getting all the vapor barrier in, all the rebar, everything else that goes on. There's an awful lot of work that's got to happen before you get to this point. So this is a huge milestone, and this is such a great boost for this site at the moment because now it gives them a lot of walking surface. They can get the scaffold, like I said earlier, built in the back for the shotcrete, and it's go time. They'll just start working their way across here. And everyone's happy today. There's so much concrete that got placed on the slab on grade, and the walls and the column over here. That's what working these projects is all about. Everyone's going to go home tonight happy because it all went great. It's all successful. A lot happened, and now they can start stripping these forms and getting more things out of the way and preparing for the next moves. Everyone's happy. Everyone's going to go home in a good mood tonight, and they're going to feel good about themselves that they got a lot of work done. And just so you know, you could be out here doing this work. So like and subscribe. Help me out. Put this out to anyone you could think of. This stuff's fun, and you could be out here making a lot of money, good benefits, good future, and feel good about a project that you're building.